Today I'm with Princess and Javi. Princess, Javi, you guys are 27 years old?
Yeah.
Yes.
How long have you guys been using blues?
I've been doing blues for almost 2 years.
About a year and a half.
So, Princess, 2 years ago, who introduced you to blues?
A so-called friend of mine introduced me to blues. I was only smoking clear at the time, and he just was like super pushy. Like every time I would go smoke with him, he'd be like, "Here, do you want to try these?" And I was like, "No." And he caught me on a bad day once, and I was like, "Yeah, you know." And then from there, it just sort of snowballed.
So, what's clear?
Clear as methamphetamine.
G.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference you would say between G and these blues?
For me, G was like, I could sort of pick it up and put it down, like with a little bit more ease than the blues. For me, these blues are like, they just control your whole life, you know, like you wake up and you're worried about how you're going to get high that day. You know, it's not, I guess life really isn't up to you anymore. It's up to the blues, you know, they control everything pretty much.
Will the blues decide when you go to treatment and regain control of your life, or is that something you still have control over or a say in?
Well, I've been to treatment a few times now. I think I've been to treatment 3 times. And I'm gonna go to treatment again, hopefully soon. I just got started on these blues again actually like 2 weeks ago. I went to jail. So I was clean for a little while. I was clean for like 3 weeks. And I started using again about 2 weeks ago. So I'm hoping to get back into treatment before things get a little too out of control. But I mean, we'll see, you know.
Javi, a year and a half ago, who introduced you to these blues?
My baby mother. Yeah.
And ever since then, you've been out here, or?
No, actually, I went to prison. I was in prison for a year. I've been dating her for a year, and I was getting in a lot of trouble about a year and a couple months back. So I got locked up, and then I met her when I got out, and then but I still picked them up right when I got out of jail.
So you're basically clean for a year, being locked up.
Yeah.
And as soon as you get out.
Yeah. So about I've been out for a month. I've been using for a month. Yeah.
Will you violate probation?
I'm already off.
You're completely done?
Yeah, I got off on the 14th.
Got it. Okay.
That's why I'm out here in Phoenix.
Okay. Are you from here originally, Javi?
No, I'm from Casa Grande, Arizona.
Casa Grande, Arizona. I've heard that these are there in Casa Grande.
Yeah, it's a lot more. It costs a lot more, yeah.
They cost more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. How much are you guys paying today for a pill?
About $2.
$2. When I started doing this 2 years ago, they were $10. The cheap was $5, right?
Yeah, there's still between 5 and 10 out in Casa Grande, like small towns like that.
Because they're small towns, but big cities like Phoenix, where there's a bunch everywhere.
We can get them today, like for as little as like 75 cents a pill. Sometimes it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I've heard girls, oh yeah, just have to wink and nod. I'm pretty. The guys consider me pretty, so the dealers just give me some for 10 cents, 50 cents, or free sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh, it's a bad thing.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely. I mean, it's making it more like, I mean, it's easier to get. And like, I mean, this stuff is like, I think for me personally, it's the devil. Like, and the easier it is to get a hold of, the worse it's going to be, because the more people are going to get a hold of it, and it's just like, it's killing people left and right. And
have you guys OD'd?
Yeah. I've OD'd a couple of times. I've OD'd and died once. I was dead for almost 3 minutes.
I lost my baby mother to an OD. Well, she was murdered, actually. But
yeah.
They called it an OD.
Yeah. Man, so even seeing this firsthand, you being, just ODing and being gone for 3 minutes, that just speaks to how potent and addictive these are, right? Where
Yeah.
you know what could happen because it's happened already, but here you go again. Keep going, right?
Yeah, I think that's what like is the worst thing about these blues. It's like they do so much damage to you, but then like you respond to the damage by doing more of them.
More damage.
Yeah, and it's like a really like it's a really like potent cycle, you know? It's like it just keeps like doing more and more and more bad things like at a really rapid rate, and so you just start doing more and more and more to deal with it, and it just like creates more in turn. So
When I talk to folks, like I'm talking to you guys now, we all need to realize that it's not just Javi, it's not just Princess that are affected by this directly, right? They're still indirectly your children,
Everybody.
your family, society.
yeah.
It's all affected. We all pay a price. And so there are no winners at all in this other than the people that are making money off of these pills and whatnot, right? And your consumption and your addiction. So what's the answer? What do you guys ever talk about that? Like the answer, is there an answer?
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like really disheartening to say no, but like I don't know. Like, I mean, how do you stop like the cartel, you know? Like, how do you you know, but I mean, it's kind of scary to think that there's not ever going to be an end to this stuff, you know? I don't know.
So as I mentioned earlier, the purpose of this channel is to create prevention through awareness. You guys are a little bit familiar, so especially you, Princess, you had heard of Lost in Phoenix in the past.
Yeah.
And by you guys sharing your story with the public at large, subscribers or just people who are going to watch this, it's gonna resonate with people. Be like, you know what, I was curious about that, or you know what, I'm receiving knowledge and the tools necessary that if somebody offers me something, I'm just gonna say no because I don't want to go through that cycle, right? Don't want to go to prison like Javi. Don't want to OD 2-3 times like Princess and have to be revived and have to be gone for 3 minutes because sometimes you don't come back.
Oh, yeah.
I've interviewed people and they're no longer here on this earth. Really young people, 18-year-old Manuel, 22-year-old Gabby, 23-year-old Diana, you know, and that could potentially be you guys. Right? That's sad to me because at 27, you know, I'm 20 years older than you guys, you know, and I can guarantee you guys haven't seen what life has to offer, you know, the full beauty of life. And so it's really disheartening, heartbreaking that you guys stuck in this cycle, right? A lot of people ask me, like, you know, is addiction a disease? And right now, you guys are going through a disease of addiction, but at some point, you guys had a choice.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it all starts with a choice, and I mean, for anybody watching, I would definitely like, because I've talked to a lot of people, like a surprising amount of people who say that they don't smoke blues, you know, and they seem like completely like normal functioning members of society, but they'll be like, oh yeah, like every once in a while, like I'll have someone blow me a shotgun. That's when somebody takes a hit and blows that hit into somebody else's mouth, so they're not technically smoking. A lot of people do that, or they'll be like, yeah, I tried it last week, but I'm not gonna get too into it. And like, if you're out there doing that, like, stop. You know, like, it seems like it's like all fun and games like for a little while, but before you realize it, like, you're stuck. You're like me, you know, you're not in control anymore of like whether or not it's just gonna be that one little party hit or it's gonna be fun anymore. Like, before you know it, you're waking up and you're hurting and you're having to go out and do all of this like crazy stuff to get high all day, and it's not worth it.
Javi, what advice would you give any young people, young men out there, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds that are trying to be cool, they want to be older, they want to be, you know, cool at school? What advice would you give them in the 27 years that you've been on this earth? What have you learned? What can you share with them?
Stay in school. I mean, I was a good kid, but I used to just always get in trouble, get in fights. But stay in school because no matter what, at the end of the day, you're gonna have that high school diploma. You're gonna have something to look forward to, you know, or you just have that in the back. Like, I don't have that. Like, I really want to get into schooling again, but you know, like, these drugs, they're stopping me. It's just, there's just no excuses. But honestly, it's just drugs that stop me. But yeah, just stay in school. I mean,
you guys are so young that you can still regain control of your life. Don't give up on yourself. Don't be in full despair. There's light at the end of the tunnel because you guys are living, and today you were blessed with another day on this earth, and tomorrow you need to fight for tomorrow, okay?
Yeah.
Don't give up. I believe in you guys, and hopefully next time I see you have a good update, because you've been thinking about going to treatment soon.
Yeah.
Princess, go to treatment and defeat the chains of slavery to this addiction. You know, that's what it is. You're a slave right now.
Yeah.
Your mind, body, and soul is controlled by a little pill.
Yeah.
And I think without this enslavement, you get, both of you would be doing tremendous things, right? Wonderful things, and discovering the beauty of life. So thank you very much for talking to me. I really appreciate you. I'm gonna give you guys my card so you can call me if you ever need a ride to treatment or somebody to talk to, okay? So Princess, Javi, thank you. Stay blessed, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Okay, bye.